Hey, now!
Welcome to the Sideline Report. I'm Marvin Jackson. Bowie State football coach Damon Wilson and quarterback Amir Hall will be with us tonight. And we have a nice chat with Dexter Manley later in the show. But first, the Burgundy and Gold had an impressive win against the Green Bay Packers. And here to recap that game are Byron Dixon.
Marvin, always great to be here.
Welcome back, man. And Brieon Paige.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And let's start off with some comments from you, Byron. How do you like the Washington Redskins now?
I love it, especially when your quarterback's playing well and he's playing for a nice paycheck coming up this offseason. Kirk Cousins coming into his own, Marvin.
All right. And Brieon, what do you think about Cousins?
I mean, I think we can just attest just from hearing what the guys said. When the Redskins are good, when Cousins is good, the Redskins are good. Mm-hmm. You know, he's their leader. Last game, he had 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So really controls that game.
Now, do you think a lot of it has to do with the running game, too? Because Kelly is coming into his own.
Looks great. R. Kelly, not the R&B singer,
right.
but another R. Kelly.
I mean,
he's looking good.
Yeah, as you can see, the players are calling him R. Kelly now. Some people got mad at me when I called him that, but I said that's what they call him.
It's great to see, especially when the offensive linemen saw Brandon Sheriff talking there. They're protecting their quarterback. They love protecting him. They know he has the leadership capabilities, and they love what he's doing. And they have confidence in him, and especially with Jay Gruden as well.
Right. And what do you think are his assets? What is it about Kelly that makes him so good?
Runs hard. Runs through the tackles. He looks for contact. A lot of guys run out of bounds, and he holds onto the football, which is the number one thing you want to do.
So is that his job to lose now?
It's got to be, in my opinion, especially with those running lanes opening up like that. He runs hard, and he can catch out the backfield, too.
Mm-hmm. And the offensive line is playing well, and without Trent Williams. And I think Ty Nsekhe has proven that he's a legitimate offensive tackle, right?
Oh, definitely. He's definitely stepped up, especially these past few games. You've really seen him kind of step into that role and really lead that offense. So.
All right. And Morgan Moses on the other side, I mean, he's playing Pro Bowl this year.
They've done a great job drafting these old linemen, developing them, and you see it coming to fruition with the quarterback, running back, and they got some good receivers, too. You saw Jackson, Garcon, Jordan Reed as good as anybody. You got a good complement of receivers.
And then the little guy, Jamison Crowder.
I call him the Spark Plug.
Yeah. I mean, this guy gets open, right?
Oh, yeah. Jamison Crowder is definitely an effective weapon for the Redskins. And if Cousins feeds him that ball, it could be dangerous. Yeah. It's deadly when he's out there.
And then you've got a guy that people thought might have been done, and he's come in here at tight end and playing well.
Vernon Davis. Who says you can't go home?
You know? And I think maybe coming home did him some good.
Looks great. Yeah. And I think the Redskins played a complete 4 quarters. Teams talking about finishing games. Playing 4 quarters is important. And Jay Gruden, confidence to go for a 4th and 1. Just showing confidence in his team and playing to win, not playing to lose.
Let's talk about that defense, though. Is the defense going to be solid the rest of this year? I mean, you got a few more games left.
I think for me, the defense is kind of suspect, even with Norman.
Yeah.
I feel like Rodgers put up a lot of yards against the Redskins. So.
I think it's a bend but don't break defense. But in big-time spots, you saw the guy who was getting paid the most, Josh Norman.
He came
make the play with the punch out on the ball.
Yeah.
Big-time players make big-time plays. I think they have enough. And you saw Kerrigan with a sack. He's coming too. And Craven's playing very well as well.
The players in the locker room after the game, they kept talking about that play that Norman made. And they said that's why he's paid the big bucks.
Exactly.
To come up with plays like that.
Call that a takeaway. He just took the ball away, punched it out like Mike Tyson. Gotta love seeing that from your best player on defense.
Anybody else on defense that you guys think have to really play well the rest of this season?
Give a shout out to Will Compton. I love what he's doing on the inside.
He's calling all the signals, everything.
Doing a wonderful job, doing a little bit of everything, like I said, calling the plays. Doing the dirty work, as I like to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what about the rest of that linebacker crew, though? I mean, are they – because I haven't heard much from Mason Foster as much lately as before. He was playing pretty well earlier, but these guys have to be consistent, right?
Have to be consistent, have to get pressure on opposing quarterbacks. And a division with Eli Manning, Dak Prescott, and those guys, got to get after them.
All right. And defensive backfield, we got to talk about them.
outside of Norman, the question is who's going to stop the other receivers? It's kind of been by committee.
Because Green Bay made some big plays, actually. Every time we would score, here they come back, right? So is that going to be something that has to be worked on for the playoffs if they're trying to make a playoff push?
Right now, they're looking up a little bit, but they have some divisional games left. It's going to come down to the pressure on the quarterback, but definitely, who's that opposite corner other than Norman? Is it going to be Brieon? Who's it going to be?
Do you guys think Breeland's playing up to what we thought he would be this year? Because, I don't know, he's making a few mistakes out there.
Yeah, I think we, expected a lot more out of him, I guess you could say. I don't know, I feel like he hasn't been the same since that Steelers game at the beginning.
Yeah. That game played a lot on his mind.
Yeah.
I mean, mentally, I thought.
And sometimes with a mental drought, it just takes one play, whether that's an interception or just a sack or a big hit to just get your confidence up. A lot of times about being comfortable as well. He's still a young player.
What do you guys think about the special teams? I thought the special teams really stepped up this game.
Looks great.
After the game before.
Yeah, I was going to say, you go back to the London game, you go back to those past few games. Hopkins, you can breathe a little bit. I think you have a decent kicker. And Crowder, again, return game, he can change the game.
Yeah, yeah. And what about the coaching? I mean, we got to talk about them. We got to give a grade to this coaching staff.
What would you give them?
B.
Gruden or the rest of the staff? Because I'm thinking also McVay, the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I
I think Jay Gruden has done a great job leading this team. I loved him as a coach for a while, so I'm like Team J for sure.
Okay.
I give him an A. From Gruden on down to McVay. Balance, not just throwing the ball for 3 touchdowns, but the running game. And I think they're coming together as a whole.
Yeah, what's this team going to be like when the first-round draft pick comes back next year, huh?
That's a good point.
With all those receivers, somebody's going to be gone, though, probably.
Yes, Deshaun Jackson, I think, a free agent after the year, so we'll see.
All right. Well, we're going to be gone for a minute because we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more Washington football talk and a chat with Dexter Manley. You're watching the Sideline Report. Don't go away.